As the vinyl spins, cracks, and grooves, it's no longer a record, it's a ceremonial sojourn. Music transcends its audible nature. It's a sacred ritual, a timeless celebration, resonating with life's symphony, inviting reflection and provoking the soul. Would you like to do a short tutorial to go over virtual reality interactions and basics? I promise, it's not hard. Perfect. Let's go over the interactions you'll need here. Follow the video and instructions on the screen, then click the next button below to proceed. Take your time. Hover over objects using the blue line from the VR controller. Gold indicates hover, and red signifies. Move the VR controllers to interact with objects, and use the analog stick for a 360-degree view by turning around. To grab items, hover on them with the blue line, and press the back trigger on the VR controller. You can use any hand for this action. While holding an object, by pressing and holding the back trigger, utilize the analog stick for forward/backward motion to bring it closer or farther from you. Optionally, enhance your experience by pressing the button on the VR controller to switch between a retro black/white view and color view, ensuring accessibility for users with colorblind. Amazing work. You are now ready to enjoy Sonidify XR Gramophone. Sit back and enjoy the ride. Amazing work. You are now ready to enjoy Sonidify. Welcome to Sonidify XR Part 1, the Gramophone.
The story of the gramophone starts with Thomas Edison, wizard of inventors, and his famous workshop. In 1877, Edison completed an invention which spoke for itself.
Repeat what Mr. Edison first said into the phonograph. Hello, 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 Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere where Mary went, that lamb was sure to go. Ha, 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 ha.
Some of the early machines were very crude. This is a Berliner horn type that first saw the light of day in 1870. These are the earpieces. That bomb-shaped thing in the middle is the distribution center, and this the intricate machinery for sharpening the needles. An Edison machine, hand-worked and fitted with governors. Yes, like airplanes, gramophones have made great strides. And some cynics say that all they both need now is a good silencer.
Vinyl records are iconic audio storage mediums used for playing music. These circular discs, typically made of polyvinyl chloride, PVC, feature grooves engraved on their surfaces that encode audio signals. Let's begin our exploration by learning about the three main types that have existed since the early 1900s, the 78 RPM, 33 RPM, and 45 RPM records. Feel free to interact with the buttons provided to discover more about each type of vinyl record. Shellac records, the earliest form of recorded music, were the pioneers in the industry. Operating at 78 revolutions per minute, or 78 RPM, these records typically contained 1 or 2 songs per side. Crafted from a mixture of shellac and other materials, these discs were the norm from the late 19th century until the mid-20th century. Despite their limited capacity, they marked a significant leap forward in the accessibility of music. The introduction of the 33 RPM, or 33 revolutions per minute, record brought about a revolutionary change in the music industry. Commonly referred to as long-playing, LP, records, these discs could hold multiple tracks on each side. This innovation, introduced in the late 1940s, allowed for entire albums to be played on a single record, expanding the artistic possibilities for musicians and providing listeners with a more immersive experience. The 45 RPM, or 45 revolutions per minute, record, introduced around the same time as the 33 RPM, focused on single tracks. With a smaller diameter and spinning at a faster rate, the 45 RPM format became synonymous with the release of hit singles. This speedier option allowed for better sound quality and quick access to popular songs, making it a preferred choice for the consumption of individual tracks. Time to test your knowledge. It's pop quiz time.
Aww. Aww.
Together, the 78 RPM, 45 RPM, and 33 RPM records play pivotal roles in shaping the diverse landscape of the music industry throughout the early 1900s, until the next big medium would come along in the latter half of the century. But that's a story for another day. For this next part of the experience, you will learn how to properly set up a gramophone. Please refer to the info panel on your right side with all instructions. First, locate the hand crank on the right side of the gramophone. Follow the video instructions to rotate it as demonstrated. Next, on your left-hand side, you'll see several records to choose from. Select any of them and grab it. Place it on the turntable until it snaps into place, indicated by a green indicator. Refer to the video instructions if needed. Now, locate the gray needle, or stylus, above the turntable. Grab and move it closer to the right edge of the record. This step ensures proper positioning for playback. Lastly, as seen in the video instructions, locate the small white break on the lower left side of the gramophone. Move it away from the turntable. The rotation should start now, and playback will begin. Enjoy your music. To switch records, start by applying the brake. Then, safely swap the record, adjust the needle, and release the brake to resume playback. While unnecessary for this VR demo, it's crucial to follow these steps with real gramophones and turntables to prevent damage. After all, music is a ritual, and rituals have steps. Hey, look. A new button just popped up next to the gramophone. Ever wondered how the gramophone works mechanically? Click on that button to find out.
I'm just looking around for a new sweetie. I want somebody to love. Want somebody.
Get ready to shrink down. We're entering the gramophone in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Gears are the mechanical linkages that transmit motion from the motor to the turntable. They work together to ensure smooth and precise rotation of the record, allowing the stylus to accurately track the grooves and produce sound. The governor is like a speed regulator, ensuring that neighboring gears within the gramophone operate at the correct speed. It adjusts the flow of energy to the motor based on the rotational speed of the turntable, helping to maintain consistent playback speed. The brake mechanism is essential for controlling the movement of the gears and turntable in the gramophone. It's activated when starting or stopping the device, ensuring smooth transitions and preventing damage to delicate components. As you just saw, pressing the button stopped everything. Remember when you learned to set up the gramophone? The last step was to remove the white brake. That action is what happens inside when you do that. Pretty amazing. Earlier, we explored record types and their speeds. The 45 RPM speed we talked about is perfect for those 7-inch vinyl records, usually holding one song per side. Curious to see how it measures up against the others? Click on them and let's find out together. Remember when we talked about record types earlier? Well, selecting the 78 RPM speed means the turntable rotates at 78 revolutions per minute, perfect for those early 10-inch shellac records. Each side holds about 3 to 4 minutes. Recall our discussion about record types at the beginning? The 33 RPM speed we just covered is common for 12-inch vinyl records known as LPs, giving you around 20 to 25 minutes of audio per side. Interested to see how it compares to the other speeds? Click on them and see for yourself. Time to test your knowledge. It's pop quiz time. Wasn't that an exciting moment? We not only shrunk and explored the inner workings of the gramophone, but also gained a high-level understanding of its mechanics. Now, let's move on to the next learning module and see what experiences await us next. While this demo provides a brief glimpse, we regret that there's no real music store or recording studio included here, at least not in this demo. What a bummer! I know. However, we'll quickly go over those topics before concluding our journey. Also, remember to share your experience with our designer, Erik, and provide feedback so we can enhance and refine our experience for your next visit. Let's keep going. During the emergence of gramophones, vinyl, and shellac records, music stores became vibrant social hubs where enthusiasts connected, sharing their passion, and engaging in lively discussions. Beyond retail, they provided a sense of community and services like repairs. Artists valued them as platforms for exposure, often collaborating with designers on vinyl sleeves and artworks, creating visually striking covers to showcase their work. This symbiotic relationship fostered a dynamic music culture, making these stores integral to the industry's fabric during this transformative period. Lastly, while today we have countless songs on our phones with just a few taps, back then, experiencing music and collecting vinyl was a very special experience. Many people still collect vinyl records today, despite the higher price tag, because the experience is still worth it. Time to test your knowledge. It's pop quiz time. In the early 1900s, the music recording process at a studio was a meticulous and pressure-filled affair. Every performer had to be present in person, giving their best performance ideally on the first try. The master recording was not easily rewritten, as the technology did not allow for rewinding and re-recording like a cassette. This meant that artists faced the daunting task of performing flawlessly every time, adding an extra layer of excitement and challenge to the recording process. Moreover, the nature of analog recording meant that iconic cracking sound you hear at the beginning of each spin or in between songs. Yet, it's precisely these imperfections that lend a unique charm to these music mediums. They capture the raw essence of the recording process, making each piece of music a timeless and authentic masterpiece. Time to test your knowledge. It's pop quiz time. That concludes our virtual experience today. We hope you've gained valuable insights into the world of vinyl records, gramophones, and the history of music technology. Sonidify XR, Gramophone marks just the beginning of what could be a captivating series, where we aim to transport you through different decades of music evolution. We've endeavored to make the most of VR as a medium, and we hope you've enjoyed your time with us. At this point, you can choose to stay here and be taken to the credits scene, where you may remove the headset and depart. Either way, thank you immensely for joining us. We trust you're now inspired to delve into the world of vinyl records. Until next time, goodbye. If you've made it this far, past the credits, you're a real one. Erik has one last surprise in store for you. A sneak peek at the potential next chapter of the Sonidify project, Sonidify XR, cassette, currently in development. Pretty sweet, right?